Hello and welcome to the Retail is Podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by Eggleston. Eggleston helps individuals with disabilities gain independence, confidence, and increased feelings of self-worth through on-the-job training and stable, rewarding work opportunities. Visit egglestonservices.org to learn more. I'm your host, Joey Morgan, joined as always by Kylie Ross Seibert. And today we have Grace with Droofin. Grace, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Droofin? What is it you guys do?
So we are a local craft beer delivery service. We specialize in Virginia beers, hyper-focused on 757 breweries. It's everything that anybody's packaging, we can deliver it straight to your door. And we are also offering wine and cider and seltzer and mead and all of the awesome options.
Sounds good.
Kind of like a one-stop bottle shop for you, and we bring it to your door. So it's extra cool.
Very nice. How long have you guys been in business?
So we got started mid-2020, but at the beginning of 2021, we did a huge rebrand and kind of a pivot in order to build a community here and focus on the local scene. We are in a bigger picture, we are a logistics company delivering to the area. And so we are delivering to all of the 757 and focusing on the 757. And so we have started building relationships with the local breweries here and cideries and meaderies and all of that. And we're building this little community so that there is not only an easy place to get all of the awesome offerings from other small local businesses, but also just the camaraderie of enjoying sipping local.
Yeah. How do you have any a number for how many breweries you guys work with?
It's over 30
Okay.
in this area. And of course, in Virginia, we're over 300. And I do a tight radius as well, so you can get a couple things from outside the state that are still pretty close nearby, but it's always an independent brewery. Always craft.
This is interesting. Now I've been thinking about it as far as, because like I love local beers, I love going to the breweries, but I'm sort of limited, especially because you're drinking, to my area. It's hard for me to go to Hampton or something and try it pretty easily. Is there any limit to the delivery range?
We are doing all of the 757. We just met someone this past weekend at an event that we did that lives so far out in Smithfield that they can't even get pizza delivered. So we made sure to definitely be able to deliver beer to them. And they just received it yesterday and they're very excited to finally have someone bring them something. So we're making sure to cover the entire footprint, and we are well versed in logistics. And so that's kind of where our secret superpower comes in. And the cool part is you can order 4 cases a day by law. So, you can stock up for a party if you needed to.
Yeah.
We got you covered.
Do you do just the bottles and cans, or do you do kegs or anything like that?
We don't do kegs with our current license. It's just prepackaged beer. So it's not growlers and crowlers either. That's more of a tap room thing, but we are looking into that. There's lots of people that have kegerators, and that's even more difficult to haul into the house than a whole bunch of beer or heavy wine. So looking at that, just trying to figure out how I can make it work. That would be cool. I would love that.
So the people that are ordering through Droofin, through I presume the website, is that right?
Yes.
How do they know what to pick? Like, do you provide some extra knowledge or reference or referrals on different types of alcohols?
Absolutely. There's many different ways that we can help. We're working on a flow for our website where you come in and you kind of tell us what it is that you're looking for. Are you shopping for yourself or for someone else, or for a party, or for just regular weeknight enjoying, whatever it is, and then kind of like what what you like to drink and what you're looking for. Since we offer so many different products, we have everything but liquor right now. Soon we'll get on that. But there's so many options. There's a lot of different places to go on the website. So that'll become even more intuitive as I build it out more. But we are the brew guru. So we're like, your friend that has all the insider knowledge, everything that's coming out new at the breweries and who's good at what, who's got what going on, so that you could come to droofin.com. You can find new beer styles. You can find new breweries. You can find events to go to no matter the day of the week, and kind of have that guidance. So you can explore on the website by style, by brewery, many different keywords there. You can talk to us in many different ways, email, any social media platform. It's always just going to be, the few of us on my team here. And we're all just here visiting the breweries, trying all the beers, keeping up with everything so that we can relay that information. And there's also the different products that we offer. We have the Brew Box, which is our big push now. That's a monthly subscription. Every month you get 12 beers delivered to your door with a bunch of extra cool stuff, swag, stickers, and all that kind of stuff. There's always a snack in there, locally made, and 12 different new releases from 757 breweries. So that is a curated selection highlighting a different 757 brewery every month. And then we fill it in with 6 or 7 other breweries' new releases so that you get a wide variety of styles. That's going over very well because people get the opportunity to try something without buying a snack or, having to go to a brewery that they're not familiar with yet. They try something and they say, wow, this, I'm so glad that I tried this, because now it's, you finally find an IPA that you like, or a sour, or whatever it is, or like another new Pilsner to enjoy. There's that option. And we also have the mixed sixes that I've been working on. It's pre-mixed 6-packs in different styles. So I have a light box, dark box, hoppy box, sour box, and one that's 3 ciders and 3 seltzers. And all of those are locally made, but from across Virginia. And that way you can try more by style. So if you like a certain thing and you just want to drink a whole bunch of sours, I've got you covered.
Who's the taste maker in this? Are you the one deciding which ones go into these
Yes.
boxes? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
What's your favorite style?
Right now, I am the brew group, but eventually we'll have a lot more people around, and we'll be able to say, like I'm Grace, and I have these kind of tastes, and these are my favorite breweries, and these are my favorite beers. And then there's this other person. Here's their taste profile, so that you could relate to one of us and say, well, I'm just having what she's having.
Yeah.
Or this guy always gives me good advice on stouts, so I'm gonna follow along with what he's tasting, and that kind of a thing. So we will have more and more content built up as we grow. So right now it's just me and a couple teammates help out, and we have some ambassadors that are kind of like honorary teammates that talk about our beers a lot, the things that we're featuring. So you do get a couple different perspectives right now, but it's primarily me coordinating the circus.
What's your taste right now? Your favorite?
I was forced to admit this past weekend that I'm into sours, but it's sour season.
It's
sour season, and there's
everywhere.
a lot of new ones coming out from these breweries I've been featuring, and they're making great beer. So there's so many options, and I keep drinking them, and then I'm like, let me try another. So I'm usually a hophead, and I've come much more strongly into this like lager town phase that everybody's in. Started drinking a lot of lagers and pilsners. These Italian pilsners everybody's making are awesome. But this weekend out on the boat, I was just crushing sours. I never would have thought.
Yeah. So back when you said 2020, I mean, obviously that was a difficult time for everyone. Was there a catalyst that sort of said, okay, this is the perfect time, everyone's at home, can't get out, start a delivery service? Like what made you come up with an idea?
to jump on that a little bit, how long were you thinking about Droofin before that? Or was it sort of like, oh, this is a great time, I need to do this idea now?
So this is a great story, and it's not my story to tell. So it's me relaying the message of our CEO. He is the logistics tycoon with some other companies around here. And that's where we get our strength. He's walking by with a whole bunch of beer right now. It's ironic. I feel like I summoned him. So he lives around here and has other delivery services. And he was kind of like a hanging out on the porch type day, saying, I wish somebody would just bring us more beer and wine. So then
what's he doing?
telling his story as he walks
Is he going
by.
to come and join in and say hi?
No, they're all sweating. They're setting up we built a new refrigerator thing. So they're setting up shelving and putting all my beer in there. It's like a beer library in there at this point. So it was the spirit of 2020. Everybody's at home. Everybody's probably day drinking and running out. And it was kind of like, why isn't there an ice cream truck, but for adults with beer and wine and all the good stuff? So he got the ball rolling kind of as a side project. And it was cruising along pretty well. And then in January, I came on board and led the charge to make it extra local and kind of branded in this way so that it's a local service serving the local community, serving the local breweries, and it's a more interactive experience. It's more than just the ice cream truck, but it is basically an ice cream. It's more like a milk truck, maybe a milk truck bringing you beer all the time and wine and all that kind of stuff.
It doesn't have that fancy tune that goes around the neighborhoods. Yeah.
We have one. We're working on it.
Oh no!
So if my neighbor gets delivery, can I run out and grab a beer from the truck real quick?
Kind of. We're working on that too. There's some things we're trying to figure out how we can actually make it work.
Mhm.
We're working on getting our trucks wrapped so that you can see them coming. And we're working on stuff like neighborhood happy hour. So
wow.
if everybody in your neighborhood orders at this day and time for delivery, then everybody's going to get free delivery and a percentage off. And it's kind of like a one-stop shop for everybody. And then that hopefully generates even more neighbors getting on board and that recurring order thing. Cause that's the cool part. It's not like a one-time thing. This is all the time. Anytime you're out of wine, out of beer, or you're planning a party or you're about to go camping or whatever it is, you can just contact us in whatever way is comfortable for you. And we can help you either figure out a great variety for when your friends come over, or just, when can we have cold beer show up for your party, or whatever it is. What's new? You want to try what's the newest IPA? We've got you covered. We can just bring it straight to you. We do next day delivery. So it is pretty quick, and we'll get quicker and quicker as we grow.
Okay.
How many delivery trucks are you guys working with?
We have 2 right now.
Okay. So
and they are stretched. We will be doing more and more.
So the name Droofin, where'd that come from?
So that is a slang word in Scottish that means I need a beer.
Okay.
So when you say like I'm droofing, like I gotta hit the beer fridge, or I gotta go back to the cooler, I gotta go back to the bar. So again, the CEO did a trip to Scotland, and they were driving down some nice long country road, and they thought they were lost. So they asked somebody where we were trying to go to this pub. Where is it? And the guy was like, "Oh, you're droofing. You gotta go this way."
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah. It's stuck. So it's a mild Scottish theme.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any Scottish blood in him.
I don't know. I think a lot of us do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I was looking, there's some terms that I didn't understand, and I am certainly not a connoisseur of beer at all. So you're talking about sours and things. I have no idea what you're talking about. Joey's a little bit more of an expert at the beer.
Me too. I practice a lot.
Yeah.
Amateur.
And the thing is, and what we're saying about being able to try something like I went to a local brewery and tried like it was like a really heavy, dark beer, which I thought would be like the worst beer to try. And it was actually one that I liked. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, that's the thought of trying something new. I don't want to go and order something necessarily
Yes.
to, at a bar, but if I was at home and it was part of like a six pack or something, I definitely would be more likely to try it, I think. But
Right.
what I was going to say is, coming back to that, was the terms I heard or saw on your website was like Cicerone or Cicerone or something.
Cicerone. Yeah.
Cicerone?
Cicerone. Yeah. It's
Cicerone.
an Italian word, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's kind of like sommelier, but for beer instead of wine. So
Oh, nice.
it's just a series of tests. It's a certification that I've gotten.
Oh, you have that?
Yeah. I'm the staff Cicerone right now.
Okay. Wow.
The only one so far, but yeah, there are levels. So it teaches you everything from draft systems to how to make beer, different styles of beer, origins of styles. You can go through the German course and the Belgian course, stuff like that, different types of hops and how things are produced in that way, how hops come into play. And also, it gets as intense as blind tastings and all kinds of stuff. So it gets pretty intense. I'm a low level Cicerone. I don't know how high I can go, but we have a couple highly ranked, highly certified Cicerones around here. It's interesting. It's
Very
just
fun.
as tough as wine. They've been developing this program for, I think, over a decade. So
yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, if you have that on your record, like even a local brewery to have that person,
yes,
definitely. A sommelier, that's a big deal for a restaurant to have that. So
yes, definitely.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, that's good. So, well, I know where to go when I have some questions.
Yeah. When I was a bartender, that was my specialty. People coming to the bar and saying, oh, I only drink wine and I never drink beer. Or I don't like IPAs. That was my favorite.
That's me.
Hold up. You're about to have the best IPA of your life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that was always my biggest hobby. And that's kind of what I'm doing at Droofin, being the acting brew guru and building this character. Just helping people try things, and it's the same as tasting wine. It's very similar, just because it's beer, and sometimes we party with beer. It doesn't mean that it can't be very complex, and it can't be, it can even differ so much across one style. There could be lots of stouts that you really did not like, and then you try one stout that's very good. There's a lot of factors that come in. So that doesn't surprise me that you were, pleasantly surprised by a stout. Those are very interesting.
Yeah.
Everybody gets in a stout mood every once in a while.
Yeah.
True.
Usually once fall hits or winter, that's when I go into the stouts, the porters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The only disappointing thing is like when it's only there for a short time. And suddenly it's like,
Yes.
it's the one that I liked.
There's a lot of scarcity in the craft beer community now, because new beers are the cool thing. So they drop off quicker, and a lot of breweries' flagships, they kind of like fall to the background. So those are the ones that you can love and have all the time. But then those seasonals and those one-offs, but that's where Droofin comes in. I can bring it straight to you as soon as it's ready.
Do you have any sort of partnership or deals with the breweries? I mean, for example, I think it was Smart Mouth had the Lucky Charms beer. It would have been hard to get. Are you able to get those hard to get ones that just go crazy?
Yes. So I do have a relationship with each local brewery and with the distributors and all of that. So everybody technically has access to every beer. That's one thing that the ABC does do. You can't have deals with some places and not others. So there is only a certain amount that goes out in many cases. So I just make sure to pre-order everything. I make sure to know what's on everybody's production schedule and when things are ready so that I can have them ready. We have all of the new stuff in the shop at all times, but I also support the breweries in their production in that way by pre-ordering a certain number of cases. And the more we grow, the more I can account for them. So that's a huge part of our partnership there. They generally check in at least once a month and say, here's when everything's going to be available and how many do you want? And so we organize all of that. And so the longer this goes on, then the more I can take care of the breweries and the customers, the members. So.
Yeah. Wow. So what was your background then before this?
Just beer. So
Just a fan.
I've been a fan for a while. I went to high school near Dogfish Head. And when I got my driver's permit, my dad started making me drive him there to do the tours and the tastings and stuff. And that was back then, that was a very cool tour. They showed you a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and you got a lot of cool, taste beers early and stuff like that. So he was doing that a lot, and I had to practice driving. And then I started visiting more and more breweries as I got to travel in college and stuff like that, and after college. And then I just decided to go back to bartending. I was like, why am I keeping myself away from this industry that I want to be in? So when I first moved to this area, I was bartending at a craft beer bar. So I got to help a lot of people try new beers and support the local breweries and kind of start building this concept a little bit. Then I left there and I worked for a local brewery for a while, and I was selling their beer. So I was going to the restaurants on behalf of the brewery and just letting them know what's new and what's good, and taking tastes and stuff like that, and talking about pairings and menus and setting up events for awareness, brand awareness and sales. And then I switched over to Droofin this year to help them build their craft beer community. So it's just been beer for a while.
Yeah. All right. I think we're getting close on time. I know Kylie's got one big question that I want you to answer for her, but I want just a technical question, like a legal question. How do you verify age?
So we have an app, and any driver that comes out has an app that not only kind of routes all of the deliveries, but once you get there, you say, is it this person? You take a picture of the ID. It's always a live delivery. That's part of the laws that we're dealing with. So that's where the 2-hour delivery window comes in. And you schedule, when you order from the shop, you schedule your window, and that's when we come. We're very timely and efficient. And so you get a text message that you're next in line, your driver's on the way. Please have your ID ready. And if you have any recycling to give back or anything like that, we are also on the Lava app. So the driver has the QR code so you can scan to get a heart. And they take a picture of the ID, hand you the drinks cold, and you're good to go.
Oh, nice. Cool. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's
I
excellent.
don't have to wait. All right, Kylie, what's your big question?
It wasn't a big question at all.
It's a good question.
It's like, I mean, Droofin is its own brand. Do you get the breweries to also publicize that offering of delivery on your behalf, or is it up to you to do all of that?
Yes. So that is part of what we are still building now, is that flow from the brewery through the distributor to our shop. So we are a retail shop. That's its own tier. Virginia's a 3-tier state. So it goes from production, which is the brewery, to distribution to retail. And so we just work on keeping all of the beer coming to us from the brewery and into the shop, so that we have everything that's available as soon as it's available in the shop, so that you have all of those options. And that also helps to bring in the new stuff for the brew box, or for the mixed sixes, or the holiday boxes that we've been curating. So
yeah, because I can imagine just going to a local brewery and they're saying, if you like this beer, you can get it through Droofin.
Yes. So now that things are becoming a little bit cleaner and more open, then we can put more things out. So if we have a party, then I put things on all of the tables that say Droofin through this party. Here's a QR code, check out our website. And there's also things I'm working on for each brewery, maybe at point of sale, maybe at the cooler, maybe just at the door or wherever they post things. Every brewery is different in how they operate and what their crowd is kind of used to.
Right.
So depending on our relationship with them and their distributor, then we can work it in different ways so that people can, if you get to go on your long weekend to a brewery that's far away from your house and you wish that you could have that all the time, Droofin can facilitate that. And there's, it's kind of like a three-way at that point. We can support each other in that way. So it's always best to go straight to the brewery, but when you can't make it, I've got it for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Kylie, that wasn't the question I wanted you to ask. I thought you had your big one because you're not a beer drinker at all. Kylie's all week long as you've been like getting ready for this one. She's been like, what is so special about craft beer? She
Yeah.
wants to know why it matters.
I didn't want to say that though.
It's totally different than the big beer scene. So there's an aspect of community in it. You go to the brewery in your neighborhood and you're drinking with other people in your neighborhood, being served by people in your neighborhood, and the guy that made it is there. It's different. It's just, it's cool. It's someone's art, it's creativity, and it's something new. And when you go straight to the brewery, it's even better. You've got people there that are very well versed in their own brand and what's cool about this beer. So you can walk in and say, I don't hardly ever drink beer, but I would like to try something. Here's the wine that I like, or here's what I usually like to eat or drink or whatever. And that's going to put your server on a good path to find you a taste of something. And you get to do sips. So you get to do a little sip, see if you like it. It's even better. It's very fun. So it's different. You can tell that it's different. You can tell when it's fresh, when it's like very intentionally made. You can tell.
Creativity.
Every brewery's got their specialty and they're good at what they do.
Yeah. Or I just take you with me everywhere.
Yes.
Yes. There you go. That
I'll
works
be
too.
there.
Well, we are out of time. Grace, thank you so much for being on the show. Anything you'd like to say? How can people get in contact with you or find Droofin?
We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. It's always at Droofin Delivers. Our website is being built more and more. You'll see more and more content on there and more ways to communicate. You can email me directly, just grace@droofin.com. I would love to hear from anyone. I love giving suggestions and hearing about what you liked or didn't like, or, that's my favorite part, is the exploration of it. So
That's
anywhere that you're on, you can send us a message and we'll get right back to you. And we're looking forward to that.
Thanks,
Well,
Grace.
thanks so much for being on the Retailers Podcast, Grace. It was
Thank
fun
you.
talking to you, and Droofin sounds great.